Alright, testing. Whatever, I saw this video this morning where you've seen the video.
Okay, so this is one of the lesser known ADHD traits. Having to examine your own internal biases when you realize that you recoil so much at the possible idea that you might be autistic.
Now, it instantly reminded me when I saw it of a quote, or a tweet rather, by Professor Kimberle Crenshaw, who was a Black feminist and critical race scholar. And she's best known, or she's very well known for coining intersectionality. Okay, so it's defined as the interconnected nature of social categorizations such as race, class, and gender as they apply to a given individual or group, regarded as creating overlapping and interdependent systems of discrimination, this is the important part, or of disadvantage. Now, the first thing that I thought about when I saw this video, because I've been seeing a lot of these ADHD videos and just videos on neurodivergence, and I'm finding myself relating to so many of them. However, the reason that this video made me pause is that it made me think about how symptoms present, ADHD symptoms present, especially in Black people. Okay, so I felt like it was given too much credit, because the thing about, like I said, being Black or being African is that oftentimes we're taught that these types of things, you know, ADHD, neurodivergence, depression, these things that deal with the mind don't belong to us, that these are just Western ideas that we are, you know, as a function of being here imbibing, or that like as a function of having like the internet, are exposing ourselves to and are telling ourselves that we have. And the thing about somebody or a group of people not believing that a thing, especially a thing that is a symptom, belongs to you, is that even when they do see you exhibit those symptoms, because they already have the mindset that it doesn't belong to you or it doesn't happen to someone who looks like you, is that they're not going to believe you. And essentially what they're getting at is that you are falsely representing yourself, right? If I don't think that you can feel a certain type of way, and then you are telling me that you are feeling that way, and I already, again, don't think that you can, what I'm gonna think is that you're lying or you're doing it for attention, right? And so I feel that as a result, our knee-jerk reaction is not to further prompt our biases, because we probably can't even move past the stage of denial. Because even though the idea that we don't really have this thing and we're just lying or doing it for attention, even though that in no way serves us, it is what we've been exposed to over and over and over again. Our community says depression, ADHD, what? Those are for those Americans. Those things don't belong to us. And so it's denial that I think is going to be a knee-jerk reaction. And back to Professor Crenshaw, as we're thinking about the future of medicine, and as a lot more biases, especially thanks to the pandemic, in medicine are coming out, I think that the future of medicine is going to be hopefully more personalized. It makes me think about how we have the tendency to self-abandon before we ever reach out for help and to move past that stage of denial. But before we get there, I think what I'm really here to say is that if you're a child of African descent or Black, or even if there's a part of you that's like, yeah, maybe I am an attention seeker, and maybe they're right, and maybe I'm living in victimhood, or maybe, you know, regardless of what it is, I think that if you find that you relate to these things, you relate to these symptoms, and there are people who are given tools to manage these symptoms, almost take it. Even if you're not sure that you have whatever that condition is that you feel like you relate to so much, you see if those tools can actually be helpful for you. So that's that. I'm talking about practical tools, though. I'm not talking about medicine. Before somebody come and say I was the one who told them to go and be using, see, I don't even know.